Have you ever wondered why a wealth platform is called a platform, and if we need to use a platform at all? Does the platform function justify the fees charged to your clients, or is it simply for advisor convenience? Does the platform you use save you time, or even improve your client's intended outcome? My name is Andrew Goodwin, and to answer these questions, this short presentation is on platforms and delves a little deeper into the function of our platform that we call VERO. Take a look at the picture on the right. That, to me, is what a platform is. You'll probably agree with me that it's probably the more familiar term used for platform. A raised structure alongside a railway track where passengers can get on and off trains, usually found at a station. But platform also means a raised floor or stage used by public speakers or performers so that they can be seen by their audience. The definition we're looking for is best matched by this one, a standard for the hardware of a computer system which determines what kind of software it can run. So we're getting a little bit nearer to our understanding of platform in the financial services industry. Why do we need one? What are they about? And how do they benefit us as advisors and in particular our clients? Some financial advisors out there will remember the term fund supermarket and how it was a bit of a revelation. Prior to fund supermarkets, if you wanted to invest your client's money in a particular fund, you'd go direct to the fund manager. If you wanted to invest your client's money in 3 different funds, you'd go to 3 different fund managers. This was time consuming, the administration was heavy, and so the fund supermarket was a welcome revelation, allowing multiple funds in one place. This meant you only need to go to one place in order to get access to hundreds or even thousands of funds as you do today. It also meant that advisors could construct, with the development of software, a portfolio of funds. By varying amounts across a spread of funds, they could vary the overall portfolio risk. This is known as asset allocation. If you look at the pie chart on the right, the different spreads within that pie chart represent the different assets. For example, 21% there is held in UK equities within that particular portfolio. So this is fairly well known today. This is something that advisors do a lot, and it is time consuming to say the least. But it is available, and today's platforms have developed a little bit from that simple methodology. Instead of advisors having to recommend a product from a particular provider, they can now recommend a broad spectrum of portfolios across a whole range of assets, edging from low risk, low volatility to a low return, all the way up to a fairly high volatile investment that was aimed at giving a higher return, and all on a sliding scale of risk, in this example from 1 up to 7. This gave the client, and therefore the advisor, a far greater choice. However, managing them themselves in order to construct a portfolio, to select the funds, and to rebalance this on a regular basis would be expensive, and it made for a lot of administration. And this cost, this added cost, would be passed on to the client. Firms in recent years are being squeezed by the regulation. It's becoming heavier and heavier, and therefore more time consuming, and the profitability of firms is being marginalized. We cannot keep passing on those costs and expenses to the client. Therefore, we have to provide a different service. More recently, managed portfolios that were in control by the advisor are now being offered in a simpler, low-cost method by the fund managers themselves. This means you can get a broad spectrum that the IFA was offering without the need of this platform software by simply selecting a portfolio or a selection of portfolios from one managed provider. These are called managed portfolios. Typically, each fund manager will now provide 10 graded risk categories. This meant that rather than the IFA having to spend time rebalancing once or twice or even 4 times a year, keeping the risk stable as the investments changed, the fund managers can now arrange and look after these managed portfolios on a daily basis, rebalancing certainly monthly, possibly more often. And that means that they can now offer better value for those portfolios than the IFA can. This all means there is no longer a need for advisors to construct or manage their own client portfolios. This is going to save a huge amount of time. All they need to do is select the portfolio of their choice that matches their client's risk profile. These portfolios are already diversified across a broad range of funds, and the fund manager that they choose will be responsible for ensuring they stay in the risk category they're meant to be and that they're providing the return and the rebalancing on a regular basis. The IFA, therefore, needs to move more towards advising on financial planning and less on product and fund selection. Less time on funds and portfolio construction means more time with the client to find client outcomes. So the platform also needs to improve and change down the financial planning route. So how are they doing that? To understand that, you have to really consider and remember what a platform is. It's just software. Like a railway station needs a train, a wealth platform needs funds. Without it, it does absolutely nothing. It sits there empty. At best, the average platform that you get today offers a client login for valuations and very little else for the client. Most of what they do is allow the user, the financial advisor, to build portfolios. But if there are already standard, well-built, well-constructed and well-run managed portfolios out there, there's no need for that facility anymore. And so we have to look at other alternatives. So what else can the platform offer? Having said all that, why therefore do we need a platform at all? Our license platform, called VERO, is fully integrated with our back office system we call VNext. You enter the data into your fact find, it goes right the way through into the platform and right the way through into the managed portfolios. It ensures you don't have any errors. It's simple, it's straightforward, and it saves you a lot of time. The custodians of both our back office system VNext and VERO are True Potential. We control the client end charge, which is currently 0.35%, and there's no commitment for any advisor to select any kind of funds that we may determine. There are portfolios that we have available, we've made available, but there are other choices from over 3,200 funds and a broad range of managed portfolios from a variety of fund houses. It's a fully independent platform. So why we have it is because we focus more on the client outcomes, not necessarily the usage for the advisor. It is simple and straightforward for the advisor, which means we can put it at a competitive price, but we focus more on the client outcomes. So what do we mean by client outcomes? So let me have a look at what that significant difference is. Why is client outcomes more important with VERO than any others? Well, first of all, as I suppose with many platforms, you can log in and get 24-hour access to get valuations on your investments. Of course, those valuations are only released once in 24 hours, but you're always going to get access to the latest valuation. This will be the same with any platform. As long as you've got some kind of web portal where you can log in, you or your clients can get access to that valuation. Where we do start to get a difference is when you can set personal goals. Your personal goals for your investment. What is your ISA growing towards? What's it going to achieve? What is your junior ISA? Is it going to give you some money when you're 18? What about your SIP? How much money do you need and when do you need it in order to retire? So you can set goals, and these goals are important. If you have an investment of £100,000 and you have no real goal for it, then why not just double your money in 10 years? That's a sensible approach to do something to try and bridge the gap and grow that money. So set a personal goal. You can do that with VERO. Your advisor will be able to do that. You can do it yourself. Also, therefore, when you're logging on, not only are you getting a valuation, you're also tracking the performance against your target. You're trying to assess your shortfall. VERO does this for you. It will give you a graph of the investment and the performance so far, and the graph of what you need to follow in order to achieve your goal. And therefore, it measures the shortfall and tell you how short you are of your intended goals. And this is where VERO starts to set itself apart from all other platforms. Because of the unique impulse save, you can add to that investment to add to that shortfall from as little as £1. In just a matter of a few clicks, it'll add to your investment and you can see the difference almost immediately. You can do it from your phone, from your web portal, and this can be set up for you by your financial advisor so that you as the client have the facility to do this. All our advisors these days who are using VERO ensure the clients are aware of this so they can top up. Rather than impulse spend, which is what most people do. I mean, look at the success of Amazon. It's because people are flicking through Amazon pages, finding something they like and buying from it. Impulse spending. Impulse save should really offer the same facility. When you look at your valuation, if it's a little bit short, if the market's right and you've got a little bit of extra money, add to your savings. Why not? Therefore, we focus on client outcomes and the phrase zero to VERO. In other words, you've got little savings and you start to use VERO, you will see your savings and your investments increase in value, edging towards that client outcome, that goal that you've set yourselves. It's a move towards a better client outcome by targeting a particular goal, even if it's just made up to double your money. It builds a better client-advisor relationship because you're working together. You're giving the initial recommendation, you're pointing your clients in the direction of a platform investment that can help them achieve their goals, whether they contact you beforehand or they go ahead and do it themselves using the app, the web portal on their phone at any time, 24 hours a day. It also speeds up the administration process in total. This gives you and your client more money, more time, and less stress as a combination. Okay, reaching this slide tells me that we've reached the end of that presentation. The next presentation, number 8, is on better client outcomes. So join me next week and I will talk to you about how you can set client goals, why they're important, and that it's a change from that old thinking and getting away from the old results. For more information, go to happyfinancialadvisors.co.uk, or you can go to find an advisor at trulyifa.co.uk, or you can buy the book from Amazon, Happy Financial Advisors.